Happiness is not a feeling, it's an action. But too many people treat it as like some sort of feeling that comes over them and you leave it to chance. And a lot of people come to me for that. It's like, I want to manifest more happiness in my life. I want to be happier. My life is miserable, whatever the case might be. And I always believe that in order for you to be happy, you need to start taking action towards it. And the good news is I have worked with a lot of people in creating a happier life for themselves. And I want to share with you guys the 3 ways to be happy. The number one thing is that you have to create an environment that makes you happy. So instead of leaving it to chance, instead of thinking to yourself that, oh, I walked down the street today and I just was overcome with this overwhelming happiness, but that only lasts a couple of minutes and then you're back to your regular life, to really surrounding yourself in your environment that creates that happiness. In some people's case, they might have to actually move and go to a different country altogether because where they are at is not conducive to their happiness. Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm not no way suggesting that you should just pick up your bags and leave and run away from your problems. But what I am saying is that your environment has a massive, massive impact in your happiness. So you got to take action. If something is not right in your environment, whether if it's a job that you're doing, whether if it's a house that you're living in, whether if it's a country you're living in, whether it's a city you're living in, and it's making you miserable, then you perhaps want to pick up your bags and go somewhere else. Maybe just try it for a couple of months and see how it would change. So that's number one. It has to start with yourself and your environment around you. The second thing is this is such a great one, is to do something for someone else. I believe that human beings are hardwired for generosity. We feel the best when we're giving to others, especially when we're giving out of love and not from a place of expectation. Like, how many times have you given to someone else and you walked away feeling like $1 million? And you don't even care if that person is going to actually respond or reciprocate or anything like that. And you just gave from a place of generosity and from a place of no expectations. How good that feel. And let me tell you this, when you do that for someone else, that person is going to go out there and do something else for someone else. So here's the thing. My own personal story. A couple of days ago on Monday, I received a package from The Body Shop, which is, I don't even know what to call it. It's like cosmetics company. Anyways, I got a bunch of body stuff like soaps and I don't know who the person was that sent it to me. I still don't know who sent it. And I must have someone incredible in my life that wants something really good for me. So he or she sent it over to me without any card or it was completely anonymous. And I've been searching for this person for a long time because I want to give something in return. I want to say thank you for actually making my day better. I want to thank them for their generosity. But then I had a thought. I was like, you know what? Maybe this person who gave me this beautiful gift gave without any expectations. They wanted to just give me something wonderful to me. So, and if they left a card or they left a name, then they would get something in return, which is my gratitude towards them. So I just kind of left it alone. I was like, I'm not going to try to think about who this person is. And maybe they just want to give out of place of no expectations. And that's it. And the third thing towards your happiness is that you have to get outside of the mindset that your happiness is tied to an outcome or things. This is a major, major thing. A lot of people would say, I would be happier if I had $1 million, especially when it comes to money. I would be a lot happier if I had this job. The reality is, if you're not happy with $10, you're probably not going to be happy with $1 million. And yes, of course, I get it. Money is important. When we have more money, we're able to give more and we're able to create a larger impact. However, tying your happiness to something physical like money or something like a job, and it's the idea is like, I'll be happy when. I'll be happy when I make this much money. I'll be happy when I lose 10 pounds. I will be happy when I meet my soulmate. All of that kind of stuff. Happiness does not need to, like, does not have to happen in the future. It cannot wait. And again, I'm talking about the urgency here as well. When you are waiting for something to happen, that entire time when you're waiting for it, you're not in a good state. And try making decisions when you're in a crappy state. It's not a good thing. So really don't wait for happiness to happen to you. Actually make it happen and understand that your happiness is not tied to things or to a certain outcome or to certain people, but you can also generate it. Anyways, at this point, I'm going to walk over the chat. Just quickly recap what I talked about 3 ways to be happy. Number 1 is your environment. Your environment makes a huge difference in your level of happiness. My environment is this. Every morning that I wake up, I spend an hour just by myself. And I really do things to really ground myself. One of the things that I do is meditation. And then the second thing I do is I go for a long walk, because there's something very beautiful that comes from walking in nature and really just listening to that. So I love that. The second thing is to do something for someone else without any expectations. And you could even do something right now, today. Do one random act of kindness, big or small. It could be something like holding the door open for someone else, and see how that makes you feel. It makes you feel incredible. And the last thing is to understand that happiness is not tied to a particular object or outcome. It's and don't wait until you get that. Okay, so let me see who do we have in the chat. We got Joe. Hello, Joe. Nice to see you. We got Tracy. We got Skylar and friends. What are you guys talking about here? I have to leave soon, but I'm gonna read out some of your comments as well. So we got Tracy. We actually moved before because we weren't happy with where we were. I know. It makes such a big difference. When you're around miserable people, you could be a very happy person and you could manifest your own happiness and you could create that. But, being around miserable people is just very, very tough. We got Skylar. We got Skylar and friends. He's saying giving with not expecting anything in return is the best way to do it. I know, it's such a good feeling to give without expecting anything in return. It's awesome. It doesn't have to always be so transactional, We got Joe. Yes, we're much happy where we live now. Nice. I like it. And Tracy's saying, I'm learning that happiness comes from within. Life is too short to wait for happiness to hit you. I know. That's why I call it, I said in the beginning that happiness is not a feeling, it's an action. Yes, of course you do feel happiness, but when we change the mindset and understanding that it's not a feeling that hits us, is actually the things that we do to lead us to happiness, that's where we could really be happy and fulfilled every single day of our lives. Yes, we're going to have crappy moments. We're going to cry. We're going to get angry. We're going to get frustrated. And I have those moments all the time. But understanding that, don't wait for a feeling to hit you. Make it happen by taking action. All right, guys, we got Michael Furberger just joined us right now. Beautiful. All right, guys, I got to go because I have an incredible meeting with someone who wrote The Big Love. His name is Scott Stabile, and I'm going to be connecting with him in about 15 minutes. He's an amazing human being, and talk about love and compassion and all sorts of things. Maybe we'll be doing something in the future together. So I'm so excited to connect. So Thursday is co-creation day for me, is where I connect, I learn, and I grow from the people who I feel like is aligned with my values. And yeah, we're going to create some awesome shit together. That's really the truth. All right, guys, have an amazing day, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.